everyone. A very good morning to you all. Welcome to the first lecture of Financial Management paper of ACCA. I hope all of you are doing well. This is our first class in which we are going to discuss the introduction to me, to yourselves, and to the paper. Okay, so let's start. And I'll tell a few rules that we're going to follow during the class. So just be prepared for that. And wherever you get concerns, please feel free to use the chat box functionality. You can send your messages in the chat box and I will address them. Okay. So on that note, let's begin. I am Anushka Jain, and I'm your mentor for the financial management paper. I am a chartered accountant and an ACCA. I qualified as a CA in May 2017 after clearing all the levels in the first attempt. And then I started working with Hindustan Coca-Cola Beverages in Bangalore. And post that, I started off my journey of ACCA in 2019. So since I was a chartered accountant, I had exemptions in 9 papers out of 13, which are required in the ACCA curriculum. So I had to just appear for the 4 papers at the strategic professional level. Okay, so the papers that I chose to give were, so I started off in June 2019. I gave AFM at that time. And by the grace of God, I got a world rank 2 and all India rank 1 in the AFM paper. And then I gave SBL and SBR in September 2019. I gave 2 papers together. And in December 2019, I gave APM paper. Okay. So I qualified all the papers in the first attempt. And by December 2019, I was a qualified ACCA. And in this process, I was always working. So post Hindustan Coca-Cola Beverages, I worked with Penorica India. The company name you might not know, but not sure if you know the brands also. So it's one of the biggest liquor companies in the world. And I was working as the finance manager for the Northeastern office. So basically, I'm based out of Guwahati in Assam. So I was the finance manager over there. And then post that, I moved to Flipkart. And then it has been last 2.5 years that I was with Flipkart. And very recently, like 15, 20 day back, I again moved back to Penorica, India. As they called me back, they gave me the position of the head of finance for the regional sales of Northeast office. So I'm currently heading finance for the regional sales. Mainly the northeastern states that provide or that allow the sale of liquor. Okay, so that's how it is. I've handled fintech in Flipkart, which involves your credit card business, the insurance business, then the bank offers. So you'll get to hear a lot of examples from my experience in Flipkart and Penorica India. So it's going to be a not just a monotonous bookish theory classes. You'll hear a lot of examples and from my other experiences also. All right, I've been associated with VGLD for the last 4 years. So since I qualified in 2019, I started working as a tutor in 2020. I have been taking the classes for subjects of AFM, that's Advanced Financial Management, Advanced Performance Management, and now I've started taking Financial Management paper as well. Okay, so these are the 4 papers that I'm taking currently. I earlier used to take Business and Technology paper also at the knowledge level. If anyone of you who have taken my classes earlier is here, you can just tell me. Anyone of you who has studied from me before? The BT paper? Not, not anyone. All right, not a problem. So we are going to have these classes, financial management classes, Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And we target course completion by the middle or, the early beginning of May. That's how it is. And since your exam will be in June, so you'll get ample time, minimum 15, 20 days you will get for self-study post the completion of the course. Okay, so Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. don't think it's too early morning. I mean, I just think that, when I was doing my CA, we used to take our classes at 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then 10 a.m. onwards, we used to have our office also. So this is the time to grind, nothing to, worry that it's too early morning. I need to leave my bed in the winters and all. It will just pass. Just ensure that you are disciplined enough to attend the classes daily. I feel very energetic when the students participate through their chats or your concerns, or when you share your thoughts and when you ask your queries. So I feel very energetic, and I feel very involved. So it's on you how you take the class ahead. I mean, your participation, it means a lot. So definitely just participate, be regular, because once you skip a class and then you come to the next class, now it becomes difficult to link the topic. So make sure you attend the classes. And there are definitely perks to attending the live classes. One of them being, whenever we solve questions in the class, so I'll be doing a lot of activity questions with you. So, you can share your answers. And then, because ultimately you have to prepare yourself for the exam and you can't do that alone. You need that guidance and support. So, whenever you share your answers, for example, if you have done solved a question and you solve your answer and send it to me, I can review it. I can share my feedback to you, why it is right, why it is wrong. So, it becomes a very, two-way communication class when you are joining live. So make sure that you take the benefits of this. Your doubts get solved immediately. You don't have to wait for a particular doubt class to happen. So rather than that, just make sure you're regular to the class, be disciplined in yourself, and definitely, for sure, you're going to pass the exam. So I've had a lot of successful students as recent as the December 2023 attempt. One of my students, Rupam Bardia, she got world rank 1 in the advanced financial management paper. So she was the prize winner, and it was a great feat that she surpassed my rank from world rank 2, which I got, and she got world rank 1. It was really an achievement which I think I enjoyed much more than me getting a rank. So definitely interests me, excites me. So, I'm sure if you're dedicated and have that rigor and perseverance, you will pass the exam. Okay, it's not difficult. It's not some rocket science that you have to learn and then give in the exam. It's very much doable. Okay. Now I'll take a few questions that are there in the chat box. Ankita says, do we get the recordings the same day? Recordings usually get uploaded in T+2. So if it's a Monday class, mostly you will get it by Wednesday or max by Thursday. So that's how the recording structure is. So once Monday class, they will get uploaded on the your LMS by Wednesday or Thursday. Okay. Ritu says, is the exam in the first week of June? Yes, exam is there in the first week of June. Shrey says, ma'am, like ICA gave convocation, ACC also gives Yes, yes, yes. So it was held in Taj, Bangalore this time for the December 23, qualifiers. And ACC calls you, and mostly, they call the prize winners also. I mean, of course, and then the other students. So there is a recognition ceremony held by ACCA also. So it's a very big event. This time it was done in Taj in Bangalore. Okay. So on that note, so that was an introduction from my side. I would request all of you to share an introduction about you. Um, so I wouldn't say very difficult, because it's not like so mostly what happens is like maybe 2.5 classes per chapter. Okay. So if you miss a class, it could be, that you are in the middle of any one chapter, and the topics are also somehow interconnected, but not like fully dependent on each other. So you might face some issue, not I will say like it will be like a complete black room that you don't understand anything, but there could be some difficulty. And if we start off a new chapter the next day, then it's fine, right? So I would still say try to, participate in the class. But I know there are some unforeseen circumstances that you can't attend a class on a particular day, then don't worry. I'm always there. See, because I will know who all are regular in the class. So if I see somehow that a particular student who had been regular and could not attend the class for a particular, valid reason, I will definitely handhold you to, come you up. I mean, to make you come to the speed of others. So we may not do the complete chapter, but I can tell you the background of any particular interrelated topic that we are doing in the current chapter. So that's how, you have to ensure that you build that credibility in the class that yes, I am there, but if there is an unforeseen circumstance that no one of us can help, but I'll definitely be there to guide you. Okay. So yes, as I said, that was all from my side as an introduction. I would really request you share your introduction. I would want you to tell me where you are in your ACCA journey, whether you are working or you're just studying right now. When I say where you are in the ACCA journey, how many papers you have qualified, okay, or whether you're coming through an exemption route, and whether you are doing any other course other than ACCA, maybe like a BCom or a CA, and which city you are from. Okay, just I would want to know that. And on that note, let's begin. I have Dilraj, and if any one of you have attempted my previous classes, maybe through BT paper or PM paper, just message me that as well. Uh, okay. So Dilraj says, "Hi, good morning. Um, Working as an audit associate at KPMG." Oh wow! So you already have work experience in a Big Four. That's very good. Others, can you please share a brief introduction about yourself? I'll read out your messages. I mean, not just the introduction messages. Whenever there are doubts, also I read it out and then I clarify so that everyone relates to what I'm saying. Your name, unfortunately, is coming as Vivo. Can you please tell me what your full name is? You're working in a German MNC as a finance controller. Oh, that's super. Okay, how many years of work experience you have, Aarti? So she says from Agra. Okay, and pursuing articleship. Okay, that's so. Just let me know if you're doing or have done any other qualification also. Aarti, Dilraj, and Khushi, if you have done any other qualification, then please let me know that also. Uh, Govind says pursuing BCom from Delhi University and just started my ACCA journey. It's my first subject. Okay, very good. Okay, Pooja. Pooja says working in McCain Food India as an FP&A associate. That's very nice. So like how many years of work ex do you have, Pooja? Shrey says, yes, I recognize you. So Shrey is there in my PM classes also. Uh, and currently pursuing BCom. So he's pursuing BCom from Delhi University in the first sem, and I've got 5 paper exception, and he's from Delhi. Perfect. Okay, so Aarti has done CS and LLB. That's very nice. Um, Next time onwards, now whenever you all log in, please log in from your name. It becomes difficult to remember otherwise. So Pratiksha's name is coming as Del. So next time you log in, whenever you log in next, and please log in saying, mentioning your name, Pratiksha, it becomes easier to track. Dilraj says, currently giving my second exam. First, I was not able to clear, and side by side pursuing MCOM. I have come through BCom honors exemption. Perfect. Bhavya is doing BCom from Delhi University, and this is my first paper. Okay. Laksha. Laksha says, pursuing BCom honors from DU, third paper for ACC. Which all papers have you cleared, Laksha? Andre says, working as a risk associate at KPMG. I'm from Bangalore. I received an exemption for 6 papers from college, but wasn't sure until now if I wanted to go in the route of ACCA. So is this your first paper, Andrea? Financial management? Okay. Um, iPhone 12 is who? Pooja. Okay. Pooja says she has got 1 year of work. That's superb. Falguni says She's a BCom grad and have passed CA CPT. Okay, so are you still pursuing CA? Is it like you're pursuing both the courses together, CA and ACCA? Falguni? And Ritu says, Ritu is from Delhi, cleared my BCom from DU and MCom from IGNOR. I got 5 paper exemption as ACCA and yesterday attended my very first class. Yesterday? I guess you are also there in my PM classes, right, Ritu? If I'm not wrong. I think you were there in my class yesterday. PM class. Correct. Okay. Then next I have message from Ashna from Delhi. I've done BBA Finance. I've got 3 exemption and this will be my first attempt. Ankita says Hanumangarh, Rajasthan. Okay. I've got 5 exemptions and given my first paper as FR in March and now I choose FM as my second paper. You gave, okay, in the very recent attempt you have given the FR paper. How was it? Pursuing MCom. All right, that's nice. Piyush belongs to Jaipur, currently working in Web of Global Limited as a category manager. I'm MBA graduate. I've got 5 paper exemption. I've further cleared FR paper and have attempted AA in the last attempt. Super. Tanushree from West Bengal in the last semester, and I have FM as a subject. So was it wise to choose FM as my first paper? No, why not? It's absolutely a good decision that you have taken FM. The benefit is that it's a mix of theory and practical. It's neither completely theory nor completely practical. So it's a good paper to start off with your finance. So if you already have done a paper of financial management, it will definitely be a perk. You'll be able to relate much better. So it's fine. Nilesh says working in from Gurgaon, and currently working as equity research intern at an investment banking firm. Have cleared 5 papers, no exemptions. Oh wow! So you have started from the scratch, all the papers from the knowledge level. Which all papers have you done at the skills level, Nilesh? Cleared FR and gave AA in March attempt. Okay. Again, I'm sorry, I'll have to scroll up a lot. Who is in the name of, I mean, Dell? Completed my BCom, currently working in a CA firm. Got 6 paper exemption, and this is my first paper. Abdul says pursuing BCom honors from CCS University Merit. Okay. Tanushree says exemption of 5 papers, all knowledge levels and law and taxation are exempt. Ilvita says pursuing BCom honors from Dehradun, and it is my first subject and got an exemption of 6 papers from college itself. Okay, so I see that a lot of you are giving financial management as one of the first papers. I dropped out of CIPCC, says Falguni. And then Andre says, I wrote my audit paper this month, so I would be writing FM and FR in the month of June. Okay, so you're attempting 2 papers. It's very much possible. Okay, I get a lot of queries, ma'am. Is it okay to do 2 papers together? Will we be able to pass? I have always given one recommendation. It's all about your dedication and how much time you can commit in a day. So, if you just spend 2 hours per day, it's too less. Okay. But if you're dedicated enough, you give time over the weekend and then regularly over the weekdays also. So definitely it's doable. Just ensure that your perseverance is there, you're dedicated, that you have to clear both the papers. It's not difficult. Even I did it at the strategy professional level while I was working. So it's okay. It's manageable. Sonia says, Sonia was there from Maharashtra, completed BCom, and this is my second paper of ECCA. Perfect. Sonia and then Sonal. So Sonal is from Udaipur, pursuing MCom. Just started my ECCA journey. My first subject is FM. Vartika is from Noida, first attempt. FR and FM. Okay, working in an MNC. That's very nice. See, I understand the type of quorum that we have. A lot of you are pursuing BCom or have done BCom or pursuing MCom. And mostly I see FM is the first paper. It's a good choice. It's a good choice that you have made with respect to the paper and, of course, the course. So we are going to learn a lot of things in our class today. If you have any type of query, whether it could be a general concern also, ma'am, or what are the prospects with respect to jobs, I will be there to help you out. Okay, it's just the beginning. So see, when you are new in a paper, right? You have a lot of queries in your mind as to what the syllabus is going to be like, what the paper is going to be like, what type of exams are held. So whenever you get such concerns, you don't have to worry. You can ask me. It's not like we are just restricted to the FM paper. It's fine. Even if you have other concerns, you can just put it in the chat box and I will explain it. Okay. So on that note, we will, start off with the deck that I have here for the financial management paper. Okay. Um, I mean, for your studies purpose, you'll have to, buy or whatever your BPP kit. Okay, so BPP workbook and the BPP PR kit. That is the practice and revision kit. That is what we follow in our classes. So I have prepared these slides from the BPP workbook only, taking reference from there. And, we will be solving the questions from the workbook in the class, and the PR kit questions I'll be giving you as homework. Okay. And wherever, so I'll give mostly like one or two chapters are complete, and then I will give them as a homework. So whenever you get any type of doubt, we will take it up in the class. We'll solve the questions together. So, because your concepts would be clear from the content that we are going to discuss in the class and the questions that we will be doing here. But when you are solving the PR kit questions, they could be, slightly tweaked and you're not able to understand the answer. So you can reach out to me. We will cover them in the classes alongside our regular content. So that's how it is going to be. So we will, cover the workbook entirely, including the questions in the class and PR quit kit. And one more thing. So when I say I will be giving them as a homework, it's not like you have to just, delay it thinking that, I'll do the PR kit after the course is complete. It would be too late by then. So make sure whenever I'm giving a homework, you complete it within that week so that you can get your queries addressed. Okay. I'll come back to you, Shri. So that's what I would request you all to do. Be regular and solve the questions. Because FM is a paper, if you do not practice enough, you will not be able to qualify. I am telling you that even if your concepts are clear from the attendance in the class, you may not have enough knowledge to or experience to solve the practical questions that would be coming. So it's in your hands. My duty would be to help you explain the content and do few questions with you because the content is too long. We can't solve the entire PR kit in the class, but definitely I get a lot of doubts. So around those questions will get discussed. But you have to practice and ask me those doubts. So I'm telling you, whenever I take my classes, I leave the baton in your hands that how you lead the classes ahead. I will definitely, spearhead you in the right direction. So it's all on all of you that you participate, you solve the questions properly, and wherever you get concerns, you can ask it to me. So it's not like a teacher-student class. Just consider me as a mentor who is helping you in your subject and in your journey towards completion of the syllabus and the course. Okay, so on that note, let me just so Shrey has a doubt. Is it necessary to solve the exam in MS Excel? We cannot solve in Google Sheets. It's okay. It's not necessary to solve in MS Excel. It's I mean, Shrey, for you, I mean, I'm just saying, I'll show it to others in the class today. You have seen the practice platform, right? It's a very basic Excel. So just it's fine whether you do it in MS Excel or whether you do it in a Google Sheet. It's completely fine because the Excel which they will give in exam is very basic. It's not like some advanced Excel features that will work there and that will not be available in Google Sheets, nothing like that. So you can do it in Google Sheets, it's fine. Okay, so Piyush says, ma'am, please explain the exam pattern and difficulty level, students passing percentage. Piyush, hold on. Everything is there in this in the coming notes. So, okay, we'll cover that. Don't worry. Okay, if there are any doubts, now I'm going to start off. If there are any doubts, just put it, okay? Don't feel shy that it's a silly doubt. I should be knowing this already. Nothing. Just ask it. No one judges you. You are here for your own understanding and knowledge. Don't think what others will think, or don't compare yourselves to anyone. Come with a free mind, come with an open mind that you're here to learn something out, and you're going to be fine. Okay? So first, I mean, I would really just ask you to have faith and confidence in yourself that you are in the right paper, you are in the right hands. So, with the experience that I have with my students, I know where the students struggle with, where the students get queries. So I myself will tell you, you might have a query over here. So I will try my best. And you have to have that faith that whatever I'm studying is appropriate enough and it's going to be helpful for me to pass the exam. Because what happens now? I suggest all my students to go for the BPP kit. So ACCA has got two publishers, approved publishers, and one is your BPP, another is Kaplan, right? I get queries from students, ma'am, should we do both? First of all, you have just 2.5 months for the exam, right? Doing both the books, and both of them are voluminous. Both of them are having enough volume, number of pages. So it's actually a little difficult to do both of them of the same subject. Ultimately, what is there? You learn the concepts and there would be questions. Okay. The concepts are same. Both of them are approved by ACCA. So there is no point, logical point that I see that you need to do two books for a particular subject. Even when I was studying, I had done my self-studies. So when I was studying, I used to just refer to one book, but I used to ensure that my concepts are clear. Whether from wherever I study, if I'm not able to get a grasp of something from a particular book, then I could refer to another book. But for you, that is not the case. I'm here to help you out. Your concepts will be clear in the class itself. So you don't have to worry like I'll have to study from Kaplan also, I'll have to study from BPP also. Just restrict yourself to this content. So your content would be this only, the BPP workbook, the BPP PR kit, and the class notes. Nothing beyond this. You will get the solutions to the questions in Excel from my side. So you will know also how you have to write an exam. So that's all sorted for you. Just have confidence that the content that we're referring is going to be sufficient. Don't just run helter skelter, do everything, because when you start doing everything, it all goes in a mess. So have that confidence from day one itself. Okay. BPP kids, Pooja, get in touch with Sandeep or Goldie so they are there in the WhatsApp group, right? So get in touch with them. They will help you out with the books. Got it? Okay. So on that note, let's begin. So first of all, let's have an introduction to the FM paper. So what is the overall aim of the syllabus? Make sure whenever you are studying, put yourselves in the shoes of a financial manager. That as if you are working as a senior finance manager in a company, okay? And then when you solve the questions now, it becomes so much relatable. So you have to step into the shoes. You have to assume that what would I do or what would be expected out of me if I were the finance manager of this company. So this exam aims to develop the knowledge and skills expected of a financial manager relating to issues affecting investments, financing, and dividend policy decisions. Okay, so you will be expected to assume the role of finance manager, and your decisions would normally involve investing, financing, and dividend policy. Okay, so this will be your subject areas. So, where you are in the ACCA journey, so your base comes from the management accounting paper at the knowledge level. You are at the skills level studying FM, and this will have a direct linking with the advanced financial management paper at the strategic professional level. Okay. And there are some overlaps or cross references to the SBL content, and that is there for all the papers of ACCA. That SBL is like the mother subject. So, ma'am, is it necessary that I study SBL before? No. In fact, at your level, you don't even need to study SBL, although it shows a dotted line connection with here. Okay, because when I take my classes, I ensure that because a lot of you are here through exemption route, or some of you have even studied the different papers at the knowledge level. But when I take my classes, I understand all of you have come with a blank slate. You don't know anything. And I ensure that you learn things from the scratch. So whether or not you have done MA, whether or not you have done SBL, FSBL, of course, at this level, it's not possible also. So don't worry. Anything, everything that you need to know will be covered in the class. Okay. So that's about an introduction to the paper. So you just from day one itself imbibe in yourself that I am a finance manager of a company and I have to take decisions. Okay. And when you keep that mindset, your ability to solve questions will also substantially improve. Some of you are working only, some of you who are not working, just assume that. Okay. And then face the questions. Okay. Now comes the exam. So let's get straight to the point because ultimately all of us are preparing for exam. We're not doing any sort of, just knowledge taking classes. It's all with an agenda to clear the exam. So let's know what the exam looks like. Okay. So it's going to be a computer based exam, right? All the applied skills paper, that is the skill level of ACCA, all the exams are computer based. So that's how you need to prepare. For this, I'm telling you something, you keep note of it from day one itself. Whenever we solve any question, you solve it on your laptop. You do not need a pen and paper or any sort of a copy or a notebook, something. No, you have to start practicing on Excel, or like if you want to use Google Sheets, fine, but you have to work on a laptop. I want you all to start improving your typing speed. Ultimately you have to type your answers in the exam, right? So make sure you start working towards it from day one itself. You type your answers, okay? And also, while you are solving on Excel, you learn shortcuts also, right? Which you will be needing in the exam. So it's really, really crucial that you start off in this way from day one. Whatever questions I give, you will be solving it on your laptop. I hope all of you have joined from a laptop. Do not join from a mobile phone or something. You'll not be able to practice together. Okay. And as I keep saying, participate. Otherwise, I'll feel that you have slept off and my face also gets affected. So wherever I ask you questions and I give you to solve it in Excel and share it with me so that I can review it and give my feedback to you all. Okay. So as I said, it's going to be a computer-based exam. You'll have to write your exam on a computer. Now, some of you may know, some of you may not know. Whoever has attended papers, they will know. So there are two types of exams that are conducted. One is your remote exam, and another is your center-based exams. All right. Now, what is a remote exam? Remote exam is where you give the papers sitting from the comfort of your homes. Okay. You can use your own laptop and write your papers. So that is a remote exam. Then what is a center-based exam? Center-based exam is like a regular exam whereby you go to a particular exam center like you would have done for your other class 10, 12 papers also. You would go to an exam center. There would be fixed desktops for you all, whereby you can write your answers on their laptops. Okay. So centers are there in the country, in a lot of cities. So I would suggest that you go for the center-based exams. There are a couple of reasons. See, if it is impossible for you to go for a center-based exam, it's okay. Go for remote. It's not like it's, not a good option or something. But recommendation is towards center-based exam. The reason being, students face a lot of tech glitches. It's because it's happening on the internet, right? You face a lot of the internet goes off, the electricity goes off, then the connection is lost, or some sort of invigilation issue, because there will be an online invigilation when you're going for a remote exam. It's like you'll have to sit alone in a room. Okay, nothing will be allowed on your table, nothing, only a calculator is allowed. So nothing is allowed on your table. And if the examiner feels even the slightest bit that you're trying to cheat, your exam is just closed right away. You don't even, I mean, you don't even get a chance to explain anything. Maybe you're just genuinely doing something and, it becomes a little, a little tricky, that you have to be very, focused in how you write your paper and how you come out to the invigilator. So that's how it is for the remote exam. But in the center based exam, you have a physical invigilation. There, a person will be there who will be invigilating the exam, ensuring that you are doing fine. The internet connection, the electricity connection, the tech glitches, it's all the responsibility of the center. So you don't really have to worry about, just anything. It's like you have come for the exam, you just are worried about the exam, not the supporting activities. So your focus is only towards writing the exam. So that is what I feel a benefit of going for a center-based exam. But if you're living in a city which doesn't have a center, or you cannot travel to a city which has a center, so it's fine. You can go for a remote exam also. But make that decision soon, because there will be exam entry deadlines. No, I mean, there's a 1 month, 1.5 month gap right now. But the thing is, the centers get filled very quickly. Because the seats are limited now. Everyone, mostly students, they opt for center-based exams because of the comfort, which I just told you. So, centers get filled very quickly. And if you do not get a seat in the center, then you are left with no option, but you have to go for a remote exam. So that's why I'm saying, make your decision, and that you don't have to make it today itself, but over the few coming days, make that decision, and then accordingly you can just work accordingly along that. Okay, so that was about the type of exam. So it's going to be a computer based exam, and where would it be? It could be from your home also, or it could be from a particular center. Now, approach to examining the syllabus. Wherever you feel I'm going a little fast and you want me to repeat, just pause me right there and message me, and I will go a little slower. So, approach to examining the syllabus. The financial management syllabus is assessed by a 3-hour exam. So, what is the duration of the exam? 3 hours. How many marks? 100 marks. Okay. So, the FM syllabus is assessed by a 3-hour exam. The pass mark is 50%, and all questions in the exam are compulsory. Okay. So, basically, there is no optional question in the paper. Whatever questions you get, they all will be mandatory. There's no choice. Ma'am, is there any negative marking? The answer is no. There is no negative marking. So that is why I will also show you a sample paper very soon. And I always recommend to my students, even if you do not know an answer, do not leave it unanswered. Okay, that you leave it blank. Never do that. Anyway, you're not getting penalized for a wrong answer. So what is the point in leaving any question unanswered? Maybe your guesswork turns out to be right. Who knows? So there is no negative marking, 100 mark paper with a pass mark of 50%. So you will be expected to demonstrate a broad knowledge of the syllabus topics. Mostly the syllabus topics are around investing decision, financing decision, and the dividend policy. So you will be required or expected to demonstrate a broad knowledge of the syllabus topics and an ability to apply your knowledge and understanding of the subject to answer numerical and discussion based question. That means theory question. So you will have to apply this knowledge to solve numerical and theory questions. Shrey said, ma'am, in center-based exam, we have to take our own laptop for the exam. No, it will be the center's desktop. You don't have to carry your own laptop. Okay. So the balance of the exam will be approximately 50-50 in terms of marks available for discussion, that is theory questions, and the number of marks available for numerical calculation. So don't think like it's going to be 100% practical or something. There's a mixed, questions like 50% theory, 50% practical. It's not like a hard rule. It could be slightly 60-40 also. But on average, it is around 50-50. And one more very important thing, What I was saying is, make sure one was that you attempt all the questions. And whenever I am discussing a theory topic, you have to pay equal attention because, as is written here, there will be an equal focus on theory. So you have to be well versed with theory also. If you think that you are just good at practical and you learn only practical, you will not be able to pass because the pass mark itself is 50%. So it's going to be very difficult for you to just qualify on the basis of practical knowledge only. So whenever we are doing theory topics, be attentive because 50% of the marks are dependent on theory. Okay. So that's about the exam pattern. Like computer based exam, 100 marks, duration is 3 hours, pass mark is 50%. And the split of the questions is typically 50% theory and 50% practical. Okay, any doubts so far? Anything that you're not understanding from the slide? Don't jump the topic. We have a lot of slides to come. So anything from the slide that you're not able to understand, is it all good? So far, so good? All good so far. Perfect. Okay. Now comes the exam, type. You can say the blueprint of the exam. So exam will have three sections, section A, B, and C. Okay. So section A has got objective test questions, which you call normally as MCQ, but they are not typically MCQ. In some of these questions, you might actually have to type in. But that typing will not be a paragraph or something. It will be like a small number answer or small one word answer, like that. So it's not like MCQ whereby you will have four options and you have to select one out of that. Nothing like that. In fact, there could be questions like they will give you six options and you have to select two out of them. Okay. So that's an objective test question. Section A and section B, both of them have objective test questions. So you don't have to write, subjective big answers. It's going to be very pinpointed. Select the option or give the number of students, something like that. I mean, giving a random reference. So you will be like writing a small number or doing a small calculation and putting in your answers. So as I said, section A has got 15 questions. Okay. Each one of these questions will carry 2 marks. So how many questions we have? 15 questions. Each one of them carrying 2 marks. So total marks will be how much? 15 into 2, that is 30. And it is marked by a computer. So there's going to be no human involvement. Your answer has to be absolutely correct to the decimal. So if the question is mentioning that you have to answer up to 2 decimal places, you have to answer up to 2 decimal places and it has to be correct to the T. Both the decimal places should be absolutely fine. Then only you will get the mark. Computer will not even understand that your answer is differing by just 0.01. So be very careful while you're solving the questions. When I give them to you as homework, be careful when you're getting the answers. It should be matching absolutely. If it is asking you to round off and give up to, 0 decimal place, that is nothing beyond the decimal, then you have to write up to that much only. Okay, so that is a 15 number of questions, 2 marks each, total 30 marks. Okay, marked by a computer. That is section A. Then in section B, we have three number of main questions. Now, please understand, there will be 3 case studies. Okay, 3 scenarios will be given to you. And within each scenario, there will be 5 questions. I hope you're understanding. 3 scenarios, 5 sub-questions, each one of them carrying 2 marks. So that's how it is written. Number of case studies would be 3, and each one of them will carry 5 sub-questions related to that scenario only. So 5 questions each, case study of 2 marks. So total per case study, the mark is 10. So 3 into 10 becomes 30. So how many marks are there in section B? 30. Section A also 30, section B also 30, and this is also marked by a computer. Okay. So some of the questions might require, as I said, they might require you to select 2 options. Frequently asked question here, ma'am, one of the answers I selected is correct, One of the options which I selected is correct. The other option is incorrect. Will I get a mark, like a half mark? I've got half of the answer correct. You will get 0 marks. Your answer has to be completely 100% correct. Only then you will be given marks. Computer doesn't understand partial correct or something. They will give you marks only if both the answers, both the options in our example, they are correct. If it is asking you to select 3 options, then all 3 of the options should be correct. If 2 are correct, 1 is not correct, it's not like you will get two-third of the marks. Nothing like that. It's either 2 or 0, nothing in between. Are we clear so far? So wherever you get concerns, ma'am, with respect to the questions or something, just ask it to me. And then comes section C. Section C is called constructed response. Here you will have to type in paragraphs. You'll have to write proper answers. When I say paragraphs, it could be like calculations also. You'll have to do and show the detailed calculation. In section A and B, no one will see your calculation. Whatever supporting calculations you do on your calculator, you can do it. Wherever you want to do it, you can do it. No one will see that because the computer will only see your final answer. But in section C, there will be a human examiner who will be checking your answers. Okay. So the answer has to be, properly explained and given out to the examiner. So there will be 2 such questions, 2 scenario. Again, here this will also be a case study based question. There will be 2 case studies and each one of them will carry 20 marks. So 2 case studies of 20 marks each. So the total marks in section C is 40. Okay. And as I said, it is going to be human mark. There is going to be a person who will be reading your answers on the computer, of course, and giving you the marks. So that is how the structure or the blueprint of the exam looks like. The split of 100 marks. So section A and B, objective tests. Then section C, constructed response. In exam, I would recommend that you go in a series. Section A first, then section B, and then section C. Okay. Wow, Shrey and Anushka got the same doubt. How many days to declare the exam? It comes within a month, exactly within a month. So mostly I would say 1 month, 1 week. So exam results. So if your, exams get over in the first week by 7th or 10th maximum. So your results would be announced by 15th. So if you're giving the exam in June, your results will come by 15th of July. Okay. Shreya and Dhanushri, so ACCA takes about a month to declare your exams. Okay, so section C questions will mainly focus on chapters 3 to 12. Okay, good question, Falguni. Let me come to that. So, Falguni says, is there step marking in 20 marks? Absolutely, yes. I'll be showing you the question paper just after I complete this line. So I'll show you the question paper. Even this 20 marks, it's not like there will be just one question of 20 mark. There will be smaller sub questions, but that's not defined how many sub questions would there be or how many marks each sub question would carry. So the 20 marks are also split between a number of smaller questions. And yes, there is step marking over here. It's not like your answer has to be completely correct to get you the mark, full mark. If you have done partially correct in section C, I'm saying you will still get those step marking as it is marked by a human. Okay, so that's how it is. And section C, it will focus mainly on chapters 3 to 12. So we have total 15 chapters in our curriculum. Okay, so section C mostly comes from chapter 3 to 12, but a minority of the marks can be drawn from any other area of the syllabus. So it's not like a no that questions will not come from first, second chapter or from chapter number 13, 14, 15. It's not like a no. They may draw some cross references to those topics, but mostly the focus will be in the content that has been covered in chapter 3 to 12. Clear? Okay. So let's have a look at the exam question paper. I want all of you to follow these steps along with me so that you can also view the paper. Okay. I'll take up that question. So I'll show you the amendment section. Okay, Sonal, so your question will get automatically answered. Just give me some time. First, we will have a look at the question paper. So what you have to do, go to your Chrome or whatever browser you use and type in ACCA practice platform. Do it alongside me. Okay, I want you all to know where the papers are because most of you are writing the papers for the first time. You may not know. So where the question papers are. So you have to type in ACCA practice platform on Google. Go quickly and type it. And then this will be the first link you will see. Past exams and question practice. Okay. Just pause me wherever you are not, I mean, you are getting behind. So you have to click on this one. Okay. Past exams and question practice. And then what you have to do, you have to scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. And then, one second. Yeah, here. You'll see this link, log in to the practice platform. Clear? Just click on this, log into the practice platform. And then it will ask for your ACCA ID and password. Type it. Type your ACCA ID and password quickly. Please let me know if you have reached till this step. And if you have typed in your ID and password. Please confirm. Well, Raj has done it. Dilraj, have you done any of my previous classes? I had a student named Dilraj. Which subject had you taken? PN, na? Okay, so all of you have done, right? So click on sign into my ACCA. Click on it. And then you'll have to scroll towards the right and click on financial management. Okay. And then ACCA official resources. Okay, you don't have an ACCA account. But when do you plan to do it, Tanushree? Have you initiated the application? Pooja has also not created an ID. Okay, no problem. I mean, I don't have any issues, but I would request you to please do it quickly. Don't delay this step. Complete your registration. Get in touch with Sandeep. Okay. All right. All right. Get in touch with the student counseling team at VGLD. They will guide you and support you on this. So, Pooja and Tanushree, I'm assuming you already would be in touch with them only, right? Are you in touch with the VGLD team with respect to your all right. So they will definitely help you out. Try to expedite it. Get it closed quickly. Okay, not a problem. You can just see for the timing. You can just see it here. So you will see something like this. And this portal is available to all the ACCA registered students. So it's not something you'd have to worry or do some sort of a separate registration. Once you register, you get your ID password, you will be able to access this. Okay, so you have to click on financial management and then click on this ACCA official resources. Okay, and then you have to click on this like a past exam library. So you will get the previous exams here from June 2021. They have put the papers till December 2023. So all the papers from 21. So they mix up two attempts, right? Like March and June, they mix it up together and they put it. Similarly, March, June 2022, March, June 2023, September, December 21, September, December 22, and September, December 23. So they mix up two attempts together and then they put it over here. So this is how the past exam library looks like. Okay. I'm just giving an introduction to the paper. So we discussed about, I spoke about my introduction and the students gave me their introductions, Neha. So you haven't missed out on anything. I'm just telling the exam pattern for the time being. So you'll be able to follow me. And the video, you'll get the recorded version of this video, so you can watch it later. Don't miss that out, because I might have conveyed a lot of important things there also, like how we are going to study and all. So make sure you watch it whenever you get it. Okay, so this is the past exam library. Then there is practice exams. Some practice exams are given to you over here and some specimen exam. Okay. So you will be seeing something over here. FM pre-March 2024 mock exam. So what ACCA does is, before every exam attempt, it publishes, okay, it publishes a mock exam. So it's like a replica. I mean, of course, the questions would be different. They'll not give you the real questions. It will be like, this is how the exam is going to look like. So whenever the June attempt question comes in, it will come about 10 days before the exam date. So whenever it comes in, make sure you write that exam in an exam scenario, like as if you would be sitting alone in a room, no disturbance. You'll be sitting straight for those 3 hours and write the paper. Okay. Anyways, that will come back again later on also. So for the timing, I'm just trying to show you what the paper looks like. So you have to click on assign over here. Okay. Do it along with me. Click on assign. And then when you scroll down, you will see a tab getting opened up. I have opened a lot of tabs, so it's showing so many for me. But for you, it might be just the first tab. So click on this, like a pre-March 2024 mock exam. And then you will be seeing something like this. FM pre-March 2024 mock exam. So you have to click on start. Okay. And then click next. We'll give you all the instructions, but I will only tell you all of them right now. So don't really have to read them now, but I would recommend you reading them later. All the detailed instructions, you can go through it later. So next, scroll down, next, scroll down, next. Now comes the exam summary. So they are telling you what I've just told you, that section A will comprise of 15 objective test questions, each worth 2 marks, 30 marks in total. Section B, it will have three objective test cases, each containing a scenario which relates to 5 questions of 2 marks each. And then comes section C. There will be 2 questions, each containing a scenario which relates to 1 or more requirements. So mostly it doesn't come like that, like a single question of 20 marks, but there is a possibility, because they have not even given any blueprint that these many questions will be, sub questions will be there in section C. So it can be anything. So that's why they have written like this, which relates to 1 or more requirements in section C. Each constructed response question is worth 20 marks in total. Okay, there could be subparts to it, which will total up to 20 and 40 marks in total in section C. All questions are compulsory, and then you have to click next. So let's click next. Okay, then they will show you section A. Okay, so section A, let's go through it. I'm just showing you what type of questions would come. We'll not solve the paper by reading it. You don't know anything about the syllabus as of now. So we'll just see what the syllabus looks like. I mean, the questions look like. Sorry. So which 2 of the following statements regarding profit are correct? Okay, simple question. Okay, and then they have given you 4 options. What does it say? 2. So 2 options that you have to select. So let's say I'm just randomly selecting, okay? I've selected A and C. I click on next. Which of the following are weaknesses in using financial statements to value an unlisted business? So you have to read the 3 statements and then select the option. Which of the options are absolutely correct? So 1 and 2 are correct, 1 and 3 are correct, only 2 is correct, 2 and 3 is correct. So like that, you'll have to select from here. Okay. Then you click on next again. So governments can pursue a range of policies to influence the economy, match the government intervention to the type of policy. Now, see, it's not like simple selection. What you have to do, this is the first part. increase the amount of, ideally there should have been boxes here also. I guess there is some issue. Ideally there would be boxes here in front of these options also. So I'll show you what you have to do. Increase the amount of credit available to the consumers. So is it a part of monetary policy or fiscal policy? So these are all theory based. It's not requiring to do any calculations, but it's there, right? As I said, it will be like a 50-50 split. So you just have to what's Oh, okay, okay. That's how it is. You just have to drag and drop it. Okay. Yeah. It has to be dragged and dropped. So you'll have to drag it. For example, you are calling this as a monetary policy. So this is how the different types of questions would be there. And all the four should be completely correct for you to earn the 2 marks. If anyone you just misplace, then you will lose the marks completely. It will become zero. I'm randomly doing it right now. Then click on next. Select the type of financial market appropriate to each of the company's needs. Now, look at this type of a question. Ambi company needs to convert foreign currency into domestic currency. Where will you go? You click on this. So one out of the two. Okay, this is not a drag and drop. You have to select anyone. Then Dell company needs to issue new long-term loan notes. Select this. I'm randomly selecting right now. And then this is how I've selected. Now all four will have to be correct for me to earn the marks. I click on next. This is also something similar. I'm randomly selecting right now. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is what I was referring to when I said you might have to type in a few calculated numbers. So here, this is a practical numerical question. That coffee company has daily demand of 30 bags of sugar every day for 7 days a week and 52 weeks a year. Each bag costs blah, blah, blah. And all of this data is given to you. You have to perform the calculations on your calculator. Okay. Or in the center-based examiner, you get a rough sheet also. Now, it's not allowed to carry any rough sheet in the remote exam, but in the center-based exam, they give you a rough sheet where you can do these calculations. Or what I would recommend is that, during the course of your classes, if you become more comfortable with Excel, that you do not want to do these calculations in your, calculator, what I would recommend is, see, you will have this type of a navigator here, navigator button. If you get used to Excel and you want to solve it in question, just go to any section C question, Mostly they will give you a numerical sheet over here. So this one does not have a numerical sheet, so you can go to the previous question. This one also doesn't have. Let's go to the previous question. Yeah, this one has got a numerical sheet. The Excel sheet. What did I tell you? You'll be going in a sequence, section A, section B first, and then section C. So when you are solving section A and B, this sheet will normally be vacant, right? It will be empty. So this is what question number 34. Just remember any one question where there is an Excel sheet. I'll tell you why. Because when I'll be teaching you now, I'll be teaching you some Excel shortcuts, which will expedite your calculations. You'll be able to do it faster on Excel rather than doing it on a calculator. So what you have to do is just do the calculations over here, 3 bags, or whatever you want to type, 3 bags, $1.50 each, and you just want to multiply it. Because what happens is when you're doing it in Excel, something gets saved on the screen. While you are doing it on calculator, the calculations go away, right? You will just be able to save one calculation in memory. So you can make use of this Excel functionality. And when you are done, just delete it. When you have found out your answer, okay, delete it. You come back to the question where you were. Okay, just go to the navigator. Where were we? Let's say we were in question number 6. Right? So we type in the answer. You have deleted it from the Excel over there. So let's say I've done 45 bags of sugar. Click on next. See, I told you, right? You have to type in. So what is the inventory turnover period to the nearest day? What does this mean? Your answer will be a whole number. It cannot be a decimal number. So what is the inventory turnover period? Let's say it is 3 days. Okay. You have to type in. Then if they require you to type in with up to decimal places now, they will specify it. Always they will give it to you. Under what? I mean, this is a simple selection question. So select it, move on. See, this is what I was talking about. Calculate an appropriate beta for South Company to use in its cost of equity calculation up to 2 decimal places. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to type 4 point, let's say 56. If I try to type 4.567, it will not allow me to move to the next option, I guess. It will throw an error. See, it threw an error that the input does not match the expected format. So then allow me to proceed. Now, if I do 4.5 and I click next, again it will throw me an error because it is not conforming to the expected format of up to 2 decimal places. So you have to write an answer up to 2 decimal places. So let's say it's 4.56. And as I told you, the answer has to be absolutely correct. Okay, so that is 4.56. You click on next. Okay. Now, mostly this is the type of format of questions you will see. I'm not showing you all the questions here, but that is how section A questions look like. So there will be total 15 such questions, and you can actually jump in on any question from the navigator bar. Now, very important thing which I said is that there is not going to be any negative marking, correct? So, what I would suggest. So, for example, this question, you don't know the answer to this question. What you should do is select whichever option you feel is the nearest to the correct answer. You feel that this could be correct. So, let's say I've selected 1.4. Now, what I will do is after I selected it, I'll flag it for review, over here. See, flag for review. Okay. And then I will click on next. Then I come on the next question, I solve it. Next question, solve it. Wherever I get stuck, I'll just write in some answer which is nearest to the accurate answer, and I will flag it for review. I will never ask you that you keep it blank, you flag it for review, and then you move on. Because the purpose why I'm asking you to mark it for review is when your exam is over. Let's say you have finished, so you'll have 3 hours. Let's say you have finished the exam in 2 hours 40 minutes, and you have 20 minutes left before the final ring. So what you can do is you can click on the navigator. You will see all the questions that are flagged for review over here. I hope you're understanding that you have a few questions that you have marked for review. Wherever you fill in the answers now, it will say complete. So I left question number 2 unanswered. So it's just telling me that it is unanswered, it is incomplete. So this type of tracking ACCA helps you to do. So when I flag the question for review, it will show to me like this. Okay. And then when I want to come back to it, I just have to click on this question number and it will make me jump back to this. Whenever I'm done reviewing this, I can remove the flag. Okay. And I can go to next. So the flag will now go away. When I now look at the navigator, there will be no such flag in front of question number 10 because I have resolved it. Okay. So this is something which you need to follow in exams also. Now let me show you a few functionalities which are available over here. So symbol. This may not be useful. It's just that they have given you 5 currencies which you want to insert in your answer. You can do it. It could be useful in your, that section C questions. Section C, this might be useful, but not in section A and B. Okay. May not be. Okay. Then you have a highlight option over here. So if you want to highlight something while you're reading a question, so you can just select this and highlight. Okay. Then if you do not want to make any change in the color, you're highlighting again and again. You don't want to change the color, just click on highlight. Whatever previous color you have highlighted now, it will just copy that. So for example, I do a pink highlight. Now again, when I click on this highlight button, it will do a pink highlight. So highlight button copies the color of the previous highlight, but you have got a four options over here. And if you want to remove highlight, you can just select this. If I just select it and I click on remove highlight, it will remove the highlight. So it will remove the highlight. Then if you want to strike through something so that you feel that it's not useful in the reading of the question, don't assume it like when you're writing your physical answer, you cancel out something thinking that the examiner will not read it. Don't use it like that because you have the option to delete, right? You have the delete button on your computer or your laptop. So you need to make use of that delete button rather than striking through. So don't use it for deleting something that you don't want to present to him anymore. It's just that if you don't want to spend your time again while you're reading a question on any particular line, you may do it. Not much useful. I'm just telling you about the functionalities that are available. Next is a calculator. So calculator button is, calculator, something like this, you will be able to see, all this function And I'm telling you very honestly, do not, I'm repeating, do not rely on this calculator in exam. It's absolutely very, very unfriendly. I'll tell you why. So if you have to do like 75 divided by 3, just look at the time I'm taking and then I press enter. And you could just do it in one third or one fourth of the time on a Excel or on a calculator, on a physical calculator, I'm saying. So make sure you carry your own calculators. You can carry normal calculators, which you would have seen in shops and all. No need to carry any scientific calculator. You will not be needing those functions. So carry a normal calculator in exam, which have the basic plus, minus, division, multiplication functions. So that you can carry, it's allowed. It's just that they mentioned that it shouldn't have the capability to store text. So, I mean, the regular calculators we have in our Indian markets, they do not have that capability. So make sure you just carry a normal calculator like ACCA and all. You can use Citizen. They are these popular calculators. You can use them and carry them in the exam. Clear? So this is available. I mean, the calculator is available, but I would suggest you don't use it. Then there is a scratch pad. Now, anything and everything that you write here, it doesn't get submitted to the examiner. Whatever you want to write, you can write. So if you have a number that you want to note down, so for example, number of chocolate bars. So if you have calculated that and you want to just note it down in short, I've written a full sentence, maybe you might write in number of chocolate bars. So let's say 45. While you have done the calculation on a calculator, you want to note it down somewhere. If you're writing a remote exam, you'll not have any paper also. So where will you write down? So you can write it down in a scratch pad. But again, it's not submitted. You don't have to worry about deleting the content over here or something. It will not be submitted only. Okay. So that is a scratch pad available. You can just cross it. If you click on next, again, this type of a question will come up. Scratch pad doesn't get refreshed. The previous content will still show. So if you want to delete it, not delete it, it's on you. Then this type of questions would be there. So that is about section A questions. Okay. Now what we'll do is let's take a small 10-minute break. Eat something, refresh yourself, and then we'll be back and we do the class till 9 o'clock. So normally that's how I do it. Mostly I'll give you a 10-minute break in between of the class. And then, we'll resume our classes and continue our discussion till 9 o'clock. Okay. So refresh yourself and then we'll be back. See you after the break. Hello everyone, welcome back from the break. Let's continue our discussion. So I had shown you section A questions, right? Now it's time to view section B and C questions. So let's have a look. We can, jump over it from here. Let's go to question number 16. So as I said, first 15 questions are from section A. Now look at this. As I said, there will be 3 case studies and each case study will have 5 sub questions. Correct? So let's have a look at the case study. This is how it looks like. This length or maybe a paragraph or 2 more. This is the standard length of a case study. You'll have to read through it. Okay. And then you'll have to solve these sub questions. So this is question number 16. What is the financial consequence? And blah, blah. And it will be similar to what we saw in section A also, the type of objective test questions. It will be quite similar here. So benefit of 7,000. Then you click on next. Again, they are giving you the case study over here, but it's the same content. You need not read it again and again. Just make sure you know this, that the content, the case study will be same. The questions will change, okay? So early settlement, let's click on next. Then again, same case study, you have to select something, click on next. Which of the following statements are true or false, correct or not? Same, the type of questions are same, the case study is the same. Then you click on next. See, objective test questions, you don't have to really write in long paragraphs. This is how it will be. So we have completed 5 questions. Now, if I click on next, the case study will change. Now, this is the case study. So all of the questions from the previous ones were all theoretical mostly. Now this is a numerical question whereby you'll have to solve it out and put in your answer over here, and they will always specify to what decimal places they want the answer in. So it says that up to 2 decimal places you have to write. So you write up to 2 decimal places. Now I'll ask you a few basic questions. If your answer comes out as 7%, what would you write here? What would you write if the calculation gives you the result of 7%? What will you write? Absolutely right. You have to write 0.00. Don't make silly mistakes in exam. If it is coming as 7%, write it as 7.00%. If the answer is requiring you to write up to 2 decimal places. Next question. If your calculation gives you 7.236%, the result that you are seeing in your calculator is 7.236%. What will you put in this cell? It's saying 7.236. Learn how to round off. Absolutely right. It should be 7.24 because the number is 5 or greater than 5. It will be upper rounding. So 7.236, it will get rounded off to 7.24. Correct? Then my next question to you. If the number comes out as, and you have to write up to, you don't have to write up to any decimal places. I'm not referring to this question. Let's say there is another question and the number is 7 point, and you don't have to write up to any decimal places. So the number that you're getting on a calculator is 7.45. What will you write? You don't have to write up to any decimal places. The calculation is showing you 7.45, whether you will write 7% or 8%. Mostly all of you are telling me 7, which is the correct answer. Remember the rules of rounding off, which you would have studied in class 5-6. It is 0.5 or above. So 7.45, 4 is less than 5, right? So it will be lowered, rounded down. Okay, so that you'll have to write 7%. Another example. If you are getting, and you don't have to write up to any decimal places, the question, the number that you're getting in your calculator is, let's say, 7.57. Where will you round off? Correct. You'll have to round it off as 8%. Absolutely right. So remember these basic rules of rounding off. They're very, very important. Okay. It might seem, why are you discussing something so basic? Students make mistake in it. What can I do? So you have to know these rules. It's okay if you are not aware, but these are very basic things which you should be aware of while you are writing your answers in the exam, because they have to be absolutely correct. Now, because this will also be marked by a computer. So don't expect the computer to exercise, decisions like whether this is, okay, just 1.01 difference is there, I should give the student a mark. He or she doesn't have a heart to, consider this also. So just let's click on next. Now you're seeing this case study is the second case study. So like this, there would be case studies. And then the final case study would be here. 26. Question number 26. This is the third case study. So as I told you, that's the standard length of the case study, how it looks like in section B. Then there will be five questions over here, question number 26 to 30. And you can always see the question number over here, okay? Just look at this. Question number 26 of 36. It's not mandatory. All the papers will have 36 questions only. Why? Because section C, the number of questions is not specified. How many questions could come? Case studies will be 2, but how many sub questions would be there? No one knows. So it's not like all the papers you will see will have 36 questions only. Some might have 38 questions. Some might have 35 questions only. So that is subjective. Okay, it can change. Anyway, so this is what the third case study looks like. And now let's go to section C questions, that is question number 31. So you can see section C written over here, all the questions after this. So basically these six questions are from section C. Now let's go to this. Now it will specify this scenario relates to 3 requirements. Okay. Now requirement number 1 is calculate. It's a purely numerical question. Calculate. What is the verb? Calculate. Then market value after tax weighted average cost of capital of Banbury Company. This is for 10 marks. So this is what the case study looks like. You'll have to read through it completely and then solve it over here. Okay. So what are the basic functions available? You'll have the features of, so let me write something randomly I'm writing. Okay. So you can bold it. Yeah, the keyboard shortcuts work. Okay. So let's say Control B, then Control I, that is for italics, Control U, underline. Then I want to do Control Z, that is undo it. So I can do Control Z. I want to redo it. I can do Control Y. The basic keyboard shortcuts work. So if I want to Control C and paste it here, Control V, it works. In fact, you can copy things from the question also. Like I've selected this, I'm pressing Control C and I type in Control V. Sorry, 1 second. Control C, Control V. See, I'm able to really just type in, paste the content from there. Okay, if you want to resize a row, you can do it. Resize a column, you can do it. Okay, and what else? If it doesn't come in one cell, what will you do? So basically, it's okay. You'll have to double click it to show the entire statement. Select it, Control C. See, there is no option to, wrap text. So what I normally suggest is, you type in the statement and then, there's no option to merge cells also. So you'll have to write it in small, small sentences. Or what you can do is, something like resizing it completely this way. So that is something that is doable. Okay. Or you want to write in short sentences, that is also possible. That is something that you'll have to accordingly judge in the examination. Other things which are available over here is the feature to color the text. If you want to make it green, you can make it green. Not much useful in exam. I'm just making you aware of all the functionalities that are available. You want to give a color to the cell, you can give a color to the cell. Okay, then alignments are there. Left alignment is there. Middle alignment. Okay, center alignment. Right alignment is there. Then next, something that you need to know is you can increase the decimal places. So if I write 567, okay, and I want to show it as up to 2 decimal places. So what I'll have to do, click on this and then 0.00. Okay, and if you want to customize it also, that's possible. Like if you want to write it up to no decimal place, 2 decimal place, 3 decimal place. So like this, you will have the options, to customize over here. Anyways, then if you want to write it as a percentage, okay, so you can write it as a percentage, okay, like 56%. Then if you want to write something as a fraction, so if you, you want to write 1.5, okay, so maybe like 6/4, I write. So it will show me as a fraction. Now, this is how it will look like. And then this is, I guess, what? Okay, the date format. If you're writing in a date, so let's say you're writing in 12th, 12th of, no, not 12th of, 25th of March, 24. Okay. So just remember, it does not, follow DDMMYY format that we follow in India. It will follow always MMDDYY. So don't get confused. Don't get confused over here. So you'll have to be very careful. You always have to type. Otherwise, it might make mistakes in your, conversion of the day. So what you have to write always in MM3 oblique, let's say, that's the month. Date is 25th and year is 24. So that it will recognize correctly. But if you write it in some other format, now it makes mistakes in conversions. So sometimes you have to write dates also in Excel. So be careful about these little things. Okay, so that's about a section C question and the functionalities that are available to you. Then you click on, let's say, next. Now the same exhibit will be shown to you again, the Banbury company, but the requirement has changed. So it's like a second question of 4 marks each from this requirement only. Personally, I prefer having smaller sub requirements like 4 marks, 5 marks, 7 marks. Why? Because it is easier to score marks. So for example, if I don't know the answer to this, the max I will lose out will be 4 marks. Now, if this question had come for 8 marks, 10 marks, I would lose out completely on those 4 at 8, 10 marks. So that ways, it is always better to have smaller sub requirements. Don't get worried, ma'am. Oh my God, I mean, the question paper was very long. There were 40 questions. Actually, it's a boon that you are having smaller sub requirements in section C. It becomes easier to score marks. Okay. Just telling like my personal thing over here. So this is for us, second question. Then third is this third requirement, 6 marks. And now 10 plus 4 plus 6, 20. This has become 20 marks. Okay. Same requirement, Banbury company. Now, if I click on next, it will show me another exhibit. I'll just have to scroll down so that I can move to the next one. Click on next. Now, this is another example, Telford company. Okay. So that is how now they have again given you evaluate and comment. So here you just don't have to do a calculation. You'll have to evaluate and comment on the results also, whether the company should lease or buy the new machine. Okay. So it's not just about the calculation, but about evaluating the proposal and then commenting also. Then you click on next. Okay. This is critically discuss the usefulness of internal rate of return. So you have to discuss the, internal rate of return here. Then again, 5 marks, discuss how, this is again a discussion question. Discuss how a risk-adjusted discount rate can improve investment decisions. So this is the last question also. And that is how we think, okay? So for example, so this, something like this. Okay, like you want to make a heading and then a subheading out of it. So you can start with a numbered list and then make it a bulleted list. So this is how you can write something, and the indenting is changed by either by pressing tab on your keyboard, or you can make use of this also. Like, see, this also does the same job. You can now convert it. You can now convert it into a, sorry, this one, and then you can convert it into a bulleted number. Okay. So all these functionalities are available. Then that's about indenting. Then if you want to raise something to a power, if I select this and I click on this, it gets this, it's available, find and replace. Not much useful, but of course, if you have solved the question and then you later identify a mistake. So let's say the name of the company was XYZ. You solve the entire question by writing ABX. So if you want to replace ABX with XYZ, you can do it using this feature. Undo, redo buttons I've told you. Cut, copy, paste. That's something you can use. Control C, Control X, Control V. All of that works. And this is a reset button. Do not use it. It will just, it will remove everything. See, the sheet became blank. Just imagine you have written the entire answer and you click on this, it will vanish and there will be no option. Unless otherwise you press Control Z. I just press Control Z, it came back. But be careful. Do not use this. It can come back by pressing Control Z, but avoid that situation also. It can cause panic in exam. So are you with me so far? Jashanpreet, no, that will not be possible. Minimum, I would want to sit for at least 2 hours. I'll give a 10-minute break in between. So that's how we have planned out the sessions. Okay. Perfect. So that was a look into the exam. I want all of you to know it from the first day because you have to know what you are preparing for. Okay. If you just start with the content itself, you'll not know whatever questions to expect, different options that you have to select. Now, one more very important thing is, what in case if the answer gets deleted? Can it be reversed? Yes. So for example, Nilesh, I press Control D. Okay, I mean, sorry, I pressed delete. It got deleted. You just have to press Control Z. It will come back again. I deleted it, then press Control Z. Somehow, if it gets deleted, remember the shortcut of undo, that is Control Z. It's available here also. Undo it, redo it. All of that is possible. But the keyboard shortcuts are easier. Control Z undoes it. And if you want to redo something, it is Control Y. Clear? Okay. And now, what you have to do once you've attempted all the questions now, you have to click on Next. And then it will show you a summary of all the questions that you have completed, incomplete or unseen questions. They will be highlighted in red. And if you have marked any question for review, that also will show over here. Once you have attempted all of the questions, remember, attempt all the questions, no matter whether you know the correct answer or not. But you should attempt all the questions. So once you have done that, what you have to do, you have to click on End Exam over here. Click on End Exam. It will ask you, you have chosen to end the exam. If you continue, you will not be able to return to the exam. It's the final decision. Once you have completed the paper, only then you should do it. Are you sure you want to end the exam? Click on yes. Are you sure you want to end the exam? It will ask you again. If you click on yes, it's an irreversible decision now. Click on yes, it's done. Okay. And now what you have to do, you have to click on exit. So ma'am, where will I see the answers? The question paper is gone. So let me show you where you can see the answers, and you can practically see the answers to all the question papers that are there on the platform. You can see all the questions answers right on the platform. Let me show you how. I'm telling you, most of the students don't know this. Okay, I used to get so many queries around this. So actually, I have a YouTube channel also, and then I uploaded a video on it. I have it by the name of CA Anushka Jain. And then I uploaded a video how to view answers to the mock questions. So I'm telling you right away, it's available over here. So what you have to do is click on mark. Okay, click on marks. And then for you, I have opened and solved a lot of questions. So it's showing a lot of tabs for me. For you, it will show like FM pre-mock, pre-March exam. So something like this, okay? Pre-March 2024 mock exam. Now if I click on this, it will show me. So what you have to do, you have to click on self-mark. So what did I do? First, I went on mark. And then I clicked on self-mark. Okay, so you click on this. Click on self-mark. And now all the answers will show to you. So this was the first question. If you want to see the question, you have to click on question stem, show. Which two of the following statements regarding profit are correct? So these were the four options. And what did we do? We selected, which ones did we select? We selected this A and C. See, but the correct answer is what? C and D. Okay, so C and D are correct answers. So what they have done, they have highlighted what you selected rightly as green. Yellow you did not select. Red is something that you selected but is incorrect. And the reason why these two are correct, they have explained also over here. And why the other ones are incorrect, that is something they will give you as an explanation. So it's a very, very good tool. You get detailed answers. It's not like they have just told that A and D are correct. No. But they have told you why they are correct also in the left-hand side. So make sure whichever mocks. So now let me tell you something. Before exam now, I will continue this on in tomorrow's class also. Before exam, remember you will have to solve minimum 2 mock exams from the ACCA platform. So one will be your pre-June 2024 mock exam, and another will be your any one other mock exam or specimen exam or past exam that you can pick up from the platform. You will have to solve it. It's like a must thing. So I had an interaction with Rupam also. Like the batch prior to this batch was AFM batch, and she was a student of AFM batch only. So I called her in the class for students. So what she said was, I asked her how many mocks you did. She said, I did 3 mocks. I'm telling you, it might feel, ma'am, how is it possible that mocks are, important for success? I have experienced it, and I have my students giving me testimonial that, ma'am, mocks are, unavoidable. You really should go for mock exams before the real exam, because it gives you a feeler of what you are going into. Okay. So make sure you attempt minimum 2 mock exams before you go for the real exam. So this is what, you will be doing before your June exam. And I had someone asking me, ma'am, can I do the exam in September? I will take that question tomorrow. I have some things to show you. So I will take that up in tomorrow's class. Okay. Anyways, so let's just continue over here. So this is how the answer looks like. So what did I get? See, I got 0 in this question. Roll-up score is the total marks I've got. So I selected a lot of random questions now. So out of that, 8 marks I've got. Maybe the 4 questions I selected were right. So anyways, so that's the total score that I've got, 8 out of 100. Okay. Mock test results, you can see directly when they upload the question, together with it, they upload the answers also. Like I'm showing you here for March 2024 attempt now. They will upload the answers together. Once you have attempted the question, you will be able to see the answer in the marking section. Okay, Shrey? So it comes together with the question paper. It's not like they will release it separately. It will come together only. All right. So this is what the answers look like. You can click then over here. See, this is the reference point. So you can click on question number 2. And then they will, again, this one was also, I did not attempt it only. So they have told that this is the correct answer. And this was the question. Okay. And this is why it's, the explanation is given to you why this is a particularly correct answer. Then 3, something like this. Okay. Which I had put randomly. So this is how it is. And I'm sure you would be seeing that since all my answers are not correct, just half of my answers were correct. 1 and 3 and 4 were correct. So what they have done, see, they gave me 0. I told you now, all your answers have to be correct for you to score the marks. So you can see it also that unless all your answers are correct, you will not get the marks. Okay, then you click on next. So this somehow random placement turned out to be correct. But anyways, so this is what the answer is looks like. All of them were correct. So I got how much? 2 out of 2. Okay, and this is the explanation why the answers are correct. Then click on next. So this is how you can see the answers. Okay. Now that's for section A, section B. This is how they will give you. Then what you have to do, if you want to read the answers of, let me just quickly go to section C answers also. Let me show you how they will look like. See, this is what I had written. So it's showing me what I had written. And this was the question. Okay. Discuss how a risk-adjusted discount rate can improve investment decision. And this was the scenario. So they have given you the scenario over here. Now, if you want to look at the answer, so before that, there is something that I want you to know. There is always a marking scheme that is provided to the examiners who will be checking your answers. Now, they are provided with such type of a marking scheme that how much marks to allot to a student for each question. So this was a 5-mark question. Now, see the breakup of the marks that they have in hand. So if you have covered why a RADR? Okay, if you have covered that in your answer, they will give you 1 mark. Someone asked me now, ma'am, will there be step marking? And I said yes. See, this is how they give you step marks. If you have covered why an RADR in your answer, you will get 1 mark. Business risk, if you've talked about it in your answer, you will get 1 mark. Finance risk, 1 mark. Why it improves investment decision, 1 to 2 marks over here. So the total of it is 5. This is the collection of topics for which they have to give you marks. So if you have covered 1 or 2 out of them, they will give you the marks that they have in hand for these 2 subtopics. So it's not like your entire answer has to be correct. If you have covered any 1, 2, 3, 4 points, whatever, then you will get the marks corresponding to that. Okay, so that is for this question. Now, if you want to see the answer, where will you see it? You click on this. Click here to see the sample answer. This is the sample answer. Now, actually, the font size is very low. So what you do is click on this and press Control P. Okay. Let me show you what happens. So this is how it will load up. What you have to do, click on Microsoft Print to PDF. Okay. And then you click on print now, then it will get saved as a PDF file, which you can zoom in, zoom out, whatever you want to do. But here it becomes very, very, eye pain to look at the answer like this. What I would suggest is you click on the answer, and that's just for section C, I'm saying, okay. You click on the answer here and then press Control P. So you'll be able to save it as a PDF file, and then you can make a repository of all the files like this. And whenever you want to see the answers to it, you can have a look at it from there. Okay, so this is what the answer to this question is. You can click on print to save it. I'm just cancelling it for the time being. Now, question number 35. I had not written anything, so it's not showing anything. The questions, case study is here. This was the question, critically discuss the usefulness. For each question in section C, they will give you a marking scheme, okay, like this. Here they had just, what it is saying is well explain, per well explained point. So I'll come to this later also. Like if it's a 5 mark question now, it is suggested that you write 5 unique points. Okay, it should be something new is coming up in each point. There should not be statements which you might have done in BCom or something. It might have worked. Statements like, "My name is Anushka Jain." I'm just telling you whatever you have written. As per the question. My name is Anushka Jain. I am known by Anushka. People call me Anushka. Anushka Jain is my name. So don't do all that stupid things in an ACCA exam. Your answers should be unique. If you have covered, my name is Anushka in the first point. Second should be, I'm a CA. Third is, I'm in ACCA. Fourth is, I'm working in this company. Fifth is, I've done this. So, like that, there should be 5 unique points. It should not be a repetition of the same point just to make an answer long. Your answer should be unique. It should be professional. Don't make these stupid mistakes in an ACCA exam. You will not get marks. So, right, so what it is saying is per well explained point. So, for if you have written 5 very well explained points, for each point, you will get 1 mark. And it's also not like if you have written a very good, very good point, you will get 5 marks. No. It should be, small paragraphs, 2 to 3 sentences per paragraph. Remember this, huh? You'll ask me later, ma'am, how much to write? The answer is for every mark. Okay. So if it's like a 5 mark question, for every mark, what you need to write is 2 to 3 sentences per mark. And each of those paragraphs each of these points should be covered in small paragraphs only. So if it's a 5 mark question, it is suggested either you can write in 5 small paragraphs. Don't write in small bulleted points, okay? It's not like you're writing a summary answer, you're writing a professional exam. So write in full sentences, okay? Like 5 paragraphs could be there, or like a 3 paragraph would be there, but the points should be at least 5. Normally, it is suggested each point in 1 paragraph so that the examiner can see it bold, that that these 5 points have been covered and he can allot you the marks. So be careful about that. Examiners are also given schemes like this only. For every 1 point, they have 1 mark to give you. So it is recommended when you write in small paragraphs, the examiner knows that you have covered 5 unique points over here and he feels free to give you those marks. Okay. So that is how the question paper and its answer will look like, and it will be available for all the question papers that are there on the ACCA practice lab. Any doubt in this? Anything you could not understand? The functionalities I've talked about all of them over here. So this is how it will look like. Okay. So on that note, we can wrap up the class. I have a lot of things more to tell about the introduction per se. We have just covered one or two slides from the deck, and a lot of inputs from my side also to give you. So we will cover that up in the class tomorrow. Ma'am, please show the sample answers. 35. 35, okay. This is the sample answer. What happened? Something you want to discuss? You'll be able to see the sample answer of all the questions. This is the sample answer for question number 35. All good. Got it. So you can see it like this. You can just press Control P and then you'll be able to, save it as a PDF. I would recommend you do that. Okay. And you can see that for all the questions. Okay. So on that note, okay. No problem. So on that note, let's wrap up the class. And tomorrow we'll see you at the same time, 7 o'clock. Be there in the class, be regular. Okay. And thank you so much for attending the class so patiently today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye and take care. Okay. Laksha, that would be slightly difficult because I can't prepone the time also. Let's discuss this tomorrow, okay, Laksha, but I don't see any option for it. So what you can do is complete half of the class and then do it, but it could be slightly difficult also. Like if you watch few recorded lectures and few live classes, it will be difficult for you. So What you can do is either you stick to recorded lectures only so that you can watch in one go. And in between some of the days, when you get time from college, you can attend the live classes and you can ask your doubts. You can get your questions validated also. That type of an approach you can take. Okay, Plaksha? All right. Thank you so much. Bye bye and take care.